The Daytona Supercross. Winning it demands the type of dedication and hard work that starts long before the starter's flag goes down and continues on well after everyone else has gone home. Darrell Schultz has that dedication. Darrell Schultz wins.
I know I'm as fast as anybody on those tracks, and I think on sand, that's my best kind of track, so I feel double confident there. So it's all sand here, like I said, so I just use Jimmy the edge I need to win.
Just for the next race.
The edge needed to win for Schultz includes a torturous weight training program for strength.
I didn't want to lose the next race.
Aerobic exercise for endurance.
That I found during my racing career was being able to slow down and not...
And coaching by five-time motocross world champion Roger DeCoster for experience.
And not using the edge up in training. I think it takes off a little bit from the big day when you have to do your race.
Motocross inflicts a great deal of physical punishment on even the best conditioned athletes. Most of these riders will retire from the sport by age 25. But surviving the brutality of motocross is only part of the package. The line between winning and losing is so fine amongst the top racers that very often the man who reaches corner one first wins the race. That's called taking the whole shot. The consistency of the dirt must be just right in order to get the most traction off the line. It's hard to believe that the outcome of the race could actually be decided by such a seemingly trivial detail.
Okay, I'm looking over the starting area right here to see the trench of my position because in the last few races I haven't been getting that good of a start. So this is my teammate Donnie Hansen's starting spot, and as you can see, the trench is much deeper than mine. So that indicates he had a lot more wheel spin than I did, and I think that's why I beat him off the start here, because he's normally a jackrabbit starter. He hole shots almost every race in this series, so to beat him off the start, I know I did something right, and I can see what now looking at his hole.
To ensure a fair start, a mechanically operated gate is used. When the starter turns his flash card sideways, it means the gate will drop at any time within the next 10 seconds. At this point, every one of the 40 riders is concentrating hard and long on that gate. React slowly to its dropping, and the race may well be over before it's begun. The starter has turned the flash card, so here's Larry to call the race.
Thank you, Bob Lee. We're seconds away from the start of Daytona's Supercross finale. The gate's down and the race is underway. 40 riders come tearing across the starting line in a mad dash for the whole shot. But it looks as if only Schultz, number 20, Barnett, number 1, and Hanna, number 4, have a chance to make it there first. Into the first corner, Schultz breaks deep into the turn. He's taking the whole shot. Look at him pull that bike around with nothing but sheer arm strength. Darrell Schultz, the Pac-Man, is letting it all hang out. Right behind Schultz is Bob Hurricane Hanna, number 4. Gibson, number 8. Barnett, number 1. And right behind them on their heels are 36 riders, barreling through the turns in what looks like madness on wheels. Schultz is absolutely flying across this course in a simply unreal display of determination and skill. The rest of the field has no choice but to ride flat out and hope that sooner or later number 20 will lead this race. And the winner of this course in Daytona is laid out. Schultz, with a considerable lead now, lofts the front wheel in the air from the fierce acceleration and cuts across the asphalt. He is running this track as if he designed every corner, bump, hill, and straightaway. Even while airborne, you can still see Schultz anticipate the next corner. Coming into an extremely tight corner, he's hardly touching his brakes, using his body to turn the bike. Schultz is not letting up at all, not even with a lead of at least 30 yards over second place Bob Hanna. What a show Darrell Schultz is putting on for the crowd here today. This young man, just 20 years old from Santa Cruz, California, is just running away with it.
At
At this point in the race, though, endurance begins to play a major role. Even if they're in the best of shape, exhaustion will start to overtake many of these riders. This is where the training really starts to pay off.
Running is a very important part of your training, Daryl, because it helps develop sound cardiovascular fitness and leg, ankle, and calf muscular strength.
You're right now.
It's also important because it'll help your concentration abilities in going the full length of the 2 45-minute motos and give you the best chance of being physically prepared to win.
Physically prepared to win. There is no doubt amongst the other riders on the track today that Daryl Schultz arrived in Daytona Beach physically prepared to win. And how can you calculate the immense mental edge a rider like Schultz achieves through the coaching of Roger DeCosta, the only man in motocross to win the 500cc World Championship 5 times? But the bottom line is this: Daryl Schultz put in the time, the sweat, and the heart to become a champion. And unless some unforeseen disaster strikes between now and the end of this race, every minute of his time, every beat of sweat, and all the heart he's put into motocross will pay off today.
We like to use Nautilus training because Nautilus develops the muscle fiber through the full range of motion, whereas the conventional barbell only develops strength through a certain range of motion. Okay, the breathing's good, okay. A couple more times there. Okay. One. Okay, one more. Okay, fantastic.
What a performance by Daryl Schultz, lapping one rider after another, tearing across the track with what seems to be total abandon, braking late into corners, physically hauling his bike in and out of every turn, yet always maintaining that fine edge. Right now, the other riders are really bearing down in one final attempt to catch Schultz. Donnie Hansen, number 7, has worked his way up from 7th place to 5th. As riders tire late in the race, you'll begin to see mistakes. Riders thrown from their bikes as total exhaustion causes fleeting lapses of concentration and control. And yet the leaders are still riding as if the race just started. Gibson is making his move to catch Schultz with just moments left in the race. This could turn out to be a real fight to the finish if Gibson has enough in reserve to pull alongside of Schultz and take the lead. Daryl is showing no signs of letting up. He's going all the way, not relaxing the ferocious pace he set for this entire event. Right now, the race is for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Gibson looks to have control of 2nd, while Hansen is trying desperately to catch Glover in 4th. Hanna is 6th, Ward 7th, Bailey 8th, and Reed 9th. With just seconds left, it's Schultz in 1st, Gibson 2nd, and Barnett in 3rd. Exhaustion has to be ignored at this point, as the riders being lapped create moving obstacles for the leaders. Get blocked out by a slower rider, and suddenly your 2nd or 3rd place finish becomes a distant memory, as the rider behind you alertly takes advantage of the situation. This is the most exciting part of motocross, when every rider out there really unloads on the throttle to get the best possible finish. And the best possible finish today belongs to number 20, Daryl Schultz, dominating the race right from turn 1. Coming in 2nd is Mark the Bobber Barnett, using a back marker to get by Gibson, who placed 3rd. Glover took 4th, Hansen 5th, and Bob Hurricane Hanna 6th. What a day of racing it's been, as an exhilarated Daryl Schultz pulls off his helmet and begins celebrating his hard-fought victory.
It was good to be here again, boy. I told you. This is a big race of the year.
The race over, but for the applause, handshakes, and speeches, one might think that Daryl Schultz would call it a day. But long after everyone else had gone home, he was out on the track examining his effort in order to improve on what others might consider to be a perfect performance.
Okay, I drifted a little bit wide out of this corner here in front of this long straightaway in the pits, and it's like a fifth gear straightaway. We're doing 60 down here, and I got a little bit over too far to the edge of the track. I almost clipped a hay bale. I missed that, and then I was stuck right in this rut, and it jumped me straight into another rut right before a big, tall jump. So I thought it was all over right there. I just saw the victory and everything flash before my eyes, and I saved it though. I missed the tires, made the jump, made the next jump, and just kept right on going. Okay, here we go.
Light, fire brewed for smoother taste. And Chevrolet, Chevy trucks. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. And Honda motorcycles. Honda, follow